Now I want to go into some more history. 152 years ago, this place was empty, just like that. 152 years ago, a developer, Don Salvio Pacheco, and his family went to the people in Pacheco and said, all you guys have been destroyed by the earthquake, the fires, and the floods. Come over here and let's build something from scratch. And the developer there came and said, okay, well, for this guy and this guy for your businesses, we'll give it to you for $1, go build. The social clubs over there, and I believe Oddfellows was one of them, got together with the churches, and the churches back then weren't exactly talking to each other, all right? And people came over in groups and started building collectively and individually, and this place was built. It was the cooperation between the people. That's why our name came to Concord. If you would judge the phone calls that I've gotten in the last 24 hours, everyone would seem to think that on one side of the room, there's a bunch of socialist, communist thugs, and on the other side, there's a bunch of greedy, monopolistic, rich, fat cats that are trying to act like vampires and suck our blood out. And that is not the case of anyone in this room. It is the case that we are all trying the best for our own groups and for our perception of what it is to make a good city. We've got to focus on that. When we had over 83 speakers of 112 that showed up, all right, half of them emphasized the importance of going forward. They didn't say, well, let's go beat ourselves up. We cannot change what we had for breakfast, let alone history. Our purpose here is to focus, to get this city moving and to build something, and to build something collectively. We understand, or I understand, I hope my council will join me, that things can change, and that sometimes we have to sit down with each other and go over, well, maybe we can't do this, maybe we can do that. On the part of the city, I am more than willing to take another look at the term sheet. I will not change the community benefits. I don't think any of us will. However, there are certain economic issues and certain operational issues that maybe can have some flexibility if an arrangement can be made. I am more than willing to entertain increasing the housing portion that's reserved for Lennar from 60% up to 80%. I'm more than willing to look at changing the milestones of time in terms of when things have to be built. I'm more than willing to look at the possibility of bringing in under Lennar, because you got to remember 5 Points is operating under Lennar, correct? As together, that maybe Lennar will bring in and say, hey, you know, we have a bigger developer that can do some of this. I believe that bringing in the revitalization funds, all right, is something that we can do and we can maybe consider as a condition. Along with that, I would like to then I've prepared a motion, all right, which I'll send down here. And I'd like to introduce this motion, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor?
Please do so.
Okay. The representatives of the labor groups and Lennar have met and appear to be at an impasse. The council directs that they collectively refocus on the goal of establishing a basis for going forward, with details to be incorporated in a draft DDA for public scrutiny that accomplishes the following Concord First goals: 40% local hire of all workers, an apprentice program with a certified and substantial success rate, and detail how many workers are projected to be trained. 3, veterans assistance and priority in placement in the workforce and training. Further, Lennar may come back at a future meeting with a proposed term sheet change based on various conditions, providing that the community benefits in the term sheet are not decreased. End of motion. I do not wish to prevent. It is the representatives of the labor groups. I cannot dictate that they talk one-on-one. I cannot dictate that they talk otherwise. I think that it would be totally unexpected that there would be a one-on-one division. But I am not going to jump into the politics of the labor movement. We got enough insanity here. I'm fully expecting that this would be an agreement where the representatives of the labor groups, well, that would be the building trades on one side, and maybe or maybe not with the AFL-CIO, since you brought up the operating side of them. I would expect that they would be the ones that would be the negotiation. And those are the signatures that I'm looking for at the bottom at the end of the day. We must have labor peace. We must have an agreement between the sides. I cannot speak to the division of whether these guys are going to split or not. That's not for me. I want to see, at the end of the day, how this is going to be accomplished, and I'm hoping that there's an agreement of one signature on one side, one signature on the other. So for me, my intention is that this should be worked out with the building trades and the AFL-CIO, or but apparently the AFCL is just backing up whatever the building trades does.